Man, stand tall and hear me. How many times has fear nailed you down like a stake? Those moments you want to roar, do something big, be somebody, but a cold voice freezes you. You can't, you'll fall. Theodore Roosevelt, a man who faced bullets, beasts, and the void, would look at you with fiery eyes and roar. Fear don't stop you. You crush it. This ain't for weaklings who shake. It's for men who snap chains with bare hands. If this jolts your soul, smash that like button now and let's tear fear apart. Roosevelt wasn't born brave. He was a scrawny kid, asthmatic, a weakling gasping with every step. But he didn't quit. His father hit him with a brutal truth. Make yourself or fear will. And he did. He went to the woods, hunted bears with pulse pounding like a war drum, boxed till blood ran down his teeth, swam icy rivers that cut like glass. Why? Because he knew fear ain't your boss. It's prey you hunt. Every man feels it. The not before speaking, cold sweat facing failure. The shake when all goes dark. But Roosevelt wouldn't let it rule. In 1884, when he lost his wife and mother in one day, fear stalked him like a black shadow, whispering surrender. What did he do? He didn't sink or hide. He bolted to Dakota, herded cattle under a sun that burns to the bone, slept in cold that splits the soul, hunted buffalo while terror watched from a brush. That's what saved you from breaking, man, not feeling no fear, but ripping its throat out. Roosevelt said, do what you fear and fear dies. Roar now. In 1898, at San Juan Hill, he charged bullets with the Rough Riders, not because he was immune, but because he crushed fear under his boots. You got your fears. Failing at work, losing it all, not measuring up. You gonna let them break you? Strike now, man. Today. Pick one fear that's killing you and kill it first. Speak though your voice shakes. Start though your body doubts. Step though your heart pounds like mad. Every time you beat it, you conquer ground. Roosevelt wasn't a legend letting fear reign. He was one because every time he smelled it, he stared it down and broke it. In Africa, hunting lions under a sun that melts steel, he didn't run. He met the roar with his own. You can too. Hear this. Fear ain't your fate. It's your enemy. Be it today or break and let it rule. Now, clench your fists, because beating fear is just a first slash. To conquer, you need to forge resilience, a body and mind that don't break though life beats you bloody. Theodore Roosevelt wasn't a weakling who caved pain. He was a man who turned iron with every scar. He said, strength is born in struggle, not calm. Picture this. You're spent, legs shaking, head heavy as lead, and life hits like a hammer to the chest. You want to stop? Quit. Let it crush you. Roosevelt didn't. In 1913, lost in the Amazon, legs slashed open like raw meat, malaria torching his blood, 25 pounds of muscle gone. He rode an impossible river with fever making him see ghosts. Why? Because he knew resilience ain't luck. It's a conquest forged with sweat and growls. I'm not saying lose yourself in jungles, but harden yourself against what's breaking you now. Life will hit, always does. And without resilience, you bend like a reed in a storm. Roosevelt lived it like this. In Cuba, leading the Rough Riders, he took bullets in heat like they were nothing. You got your hits, exhaustion after work, pain waking you, doubts weighing like chains. What do? Fall like a weakling? Whine like a kid? Roosevelt wouldn't bend. He said, the man who endures conquers. Burn this and now. Forging resilience is standing when everything shoves you down, pushing when your body screams, enough. When he came out of the Amazon, he wasn't just a survivor. He was pure steel. He rose at dawn though his body ached like broken stone, wrote books while others slept, trained like death waited at sunrise. And you? How many times you stop because you can't? Stop now. Resilience don't drop from the sky. You forge it with every no to pain. You don't need to be unbreakable today. Roosevelt started small. One day he walked till his legs burned. The next he boxed till punches floored him. Then he fought till the sun sank. He forged resilience like you forge a blade, blow by blow with fire and grit. Here's the challenge, and I want your answer. What's breaking you today? Comment below right now, because facing it is the second secret to not breaking. Is it exhaustion? Physical pain? A mind that quits? Don't say I can't. Roosevelt ran a country, raised 6 kids, wrote 30 books, and still boxed in the White House like a young bull. How? He didn't let weariness win. If he said he'd endure, he endured. Body screaming, mind begging didn't matter. That's forging resilience. Saying, I go on when all says stop. Act now. Today. Pick one thing bending you and own it. Maybe your body. Train though you shake. Do 20 push-ups though sweat burns. Maybe your mind. Read 10 pages though your head's heavy. Maybe your day. Push though hours crush you. In Africa, hunting under a soul-scorching sun, he didn't fall. He endured. Forge that today. Or break and let pain win. Let's crank the fire, man. Because here's the hard conquest. It's not just enduring. It's seizing power with bare hands. Theodore Roosevelt didn't wait for the world to hand him anything. He tore it out like a beast and made it his. He said, power ain't begged, it's taken. Picture this. You're facing what you want, a big life, a name that echoes, but it don't come alone. You gotta grab it, fight it, make it shake under your grip. Roosevelt didn't sit and watch. In 1898, at San Juan Hill, he didn't wait for victory to fall. He charged bullets with the Rough Riders, sweat on his face, roar in his chest, seizing that hill's power with blood and fire. Why? Because he knew power ain't a favor. It's a conquest you claim. I'm not saying run through gunfire, but seize your life's power like a man. Look how Roosevelt did it. Young, he shed his weak body and swore the world wouldn't tread him. He hit Harvard, fought politics like a wild bull, raised a family with iron fists, because seizing power starts with you. In the Amazon, leg bleeding, fever rising, he didn't yield to the river. He took charge and broke it. You got that fire, man. Seizing power ain't waiting or begging like a weakling. It's standing, deciding, acting like it all rides on you. What's ruling you? A boss crushing you? A dream you won't take? A life slipping away? Roosevelt didn't ask permission. When he took the presidency in 1901 at 42, after McKinley's murder, he didn't flinch. He grabbed a nation's reins with fiery eyes and steel hands because he knew what he wanted. A strong legacy, a strong life. And you? What you gonna seize? Roar now. That's what I'm yelling. Seize power like life's a war you must win. You don't need to rule nations. Maybe your home. Say no to laziness. Set order like a king. Be the man who don't yield. Maybe your job. Decide big. Act like a boss, not a slave. Maybe your fate. Grab what you want and make it yours. Roosevelt didn't wait. When he lost his son Quentin in 1918, pain cut like a machete, but he didn't break. He seized his life's power and kept conquering. He said, the man who acts wins. Wake up now. Ask, what's stealing from me? Time? Fear? Doubt? Grab a paper. Write one thing you'll seize today. Maybe your health. Train like a beast. Maybe your family. Lead with force. Maybe your future. Start what burns your chest. Roosevelt lived like every day was a battlefield he had to conquer. He walked tall, spoke with a voice that shook the earth, acted like fate was in his grip. You can do that. Don't care if you're at the bottom. Beaten, lost. Get up tomorrow and say, today I seize mine. Do it for you, for those watching, for the man who don't break. In the White House, he worked 14 hours, still boxed, read, played with his kids like life was prey he hunted. Why? Because seizing power ain't a dream. It's an act of war. In Africa, hunting lions, he didn't wait. He took charge and killed. You got that instinct, man. Seizing power pulls you from nothing and plants you on top. Without it, you beat and endure, but don't conquer. With action, every step, every call, every yes you roar makes you master your life. Roosevelt lost elections, faced criticism that it floor weakling, but never stopped seizing it because he knew who he was. Today, define who you are. Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready. Today, sit, breathe, deep growl. What will I seize? Then stand and take it. Walk with power. Speak with authority. Act like the devil's chasing you. Life ain't conquered watching. It's conquered seizing power. Man, this is the edge, but don't sleep. It's not an end. It's a start with blood on your boots. Roosevelt yells from history. Conquer or break. You know how. First, beat fear. Roosevelt didn't let shakes stop him. Didn't quit when death stalked. Didn't run from bullets. He crushed fear, and you can, every time it freezes you, say, I will. Take a step today, one that burns. Speak though you shake. Start though you doubt. Move though your heart pounds. Crush now. Second, forge resilience. Roosevelt didn't bend in the Amazon. He rode with death beside him. In Cuba, he took bullets like nothing. You got that steel. When exhaustion hits, stand and push. Wake at 5. Train like a beast. Work like a man. Resilience is forged with every hit you take. And third, seize power. Roosevelt didn't wait. He charged at San Juan Hill, rule with iron fists, seize his own. In Africa, he hunted lions without asking. Don't let life rule you. Grab yours. Led your home, your job, your fate, head high. Roosevelt didn't watch from shadows. He conquered in the sun. When he took the presidency, he didn't blink. When he lost his son, he didn't break. When life hit, he roared louder. That a man, guts, resilience, power roaring inside. Roar now. Conquering life is a war you fight every day, every damn hour. Roosevelt said, credit belongs to the man who fights, who don't quit. That's you, not the waiter, but the conqueror. Start now. Beat a fear. Forge resilience. Seize power from what's robbing you. Vigorous life is your battlefield to be the man Roosevelt would respect. Every video hands you a weapon so you don't break. But conquer what's yours. Conquer with every no to fear, every hit you take, every yes to power. Today, decide, conquer or break. Subscribe now to Vigorous Life, because here's no place for weaklings. Here we forge men who conquer till the end. Do it or break forever.